Have you ever noticed that some people don't really start until the clock starts running out? Like the moment the deadline gets close, something switches on in their brain, and suddenly they're sharper, faster, and more focused than they've been all week. It feels chaotic from the outside, but to them, it's the only time their mind actually wakes up. Most people think working last minute means being irresponsible or unorganized. But if you're someone who comes alive under pressure, that assumption has probably never felt right. Because deep down, you know you can get things done early. It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel urgent. And psychology has a real explanation for this. You're not lazy. You're not reckless. You're not addicted to chaos. You just have a brain that responds to stress differently, one that needs a certain emotional charge to reach its full potential. And once you understand what's actually happening, the way you see your own habits completely shifts. 1. You focus instantly when the deadline hits. People think you're procrastinating until the last second, but your brain uses time pressure to trigger a dopamine-driven activation response, which boosts motivation and wipes out distractions. Most assume you're careless, when in reality, your mind just needs intensity to lock in. It's a rare kind of pressure-fueled clarity. 2. You do your best thinking when the stakes are high. Others panic when things get urgent, but your cognitive processing actually becomes sharper. This happens because moderate stress boosts prefrontal cortex functioning. People think you're addicted to drama, but the truth is, your brain is optimized by momentum. This ability isn't common. 3. You wait until the last moment because your creativity spikes under pressure. Your ideas feel flat when you start too early. But when the timer is running out, your associative thinking becomes more dynamic. People assume you're disorganized. Really, your creativity follows an emotional curve, and pressure is the spark that lights it up. There's nothing wrong with that. 4. You're calm during emergencies, but restless during routine tasks. Your brain is wired to respond to novelty and urgency. Routine feels suffocating, but chaos feels manageable. Others mistake this for inconsistency, but the truth is, you have a high-threshold stress system. You think clearly when the world gets loud. 5. You underestimate tasks because you trust your pressure mode. People think you're bad at planning, but you've built a track record of delivering under pressure, so your brain naturally relies on that mode. It's not arrogance, it's pattern recognition, and it works for you more than it fails. 6. You're energized by the countdown, not drained by it. While most people crumble under time pressure, you feel activated. This comes from a unique balance of stress hormones that create a focused, almost tunnel vision state. People think you're reckless, but the reality is you're built for the sprint, not the slow burn. 7. You hate slow grinding work, but you thrive in bursts. This isn't a flaw, it's a pacing style. Some minds perform in steady intervals. Yours performs in high-intensity waves. People misinterpret this as inconsistency, but it's really a psychological rhythm that keeps your brain engaged. Here's the thing. None of these traits happen by accident. They point to a mind that's wired for urgency, intensity, and emotional momentum. You're not failing the system. You're just operating on a different psychological cycle than most people. And that cycle only comes alive when it feels the weight of the moment. So instead of seeing yourself as someone who waits too long, try seeing yourself as someone whose mind blooms under pressure. Someone whose clarity, creativity, and drive ignite when things start moving fast. That's not dysfunction. That's a pattern. You're not broken. You're not irresponsible. You're wired differently. And that wiring comes with its own strengths. It's the reason you can pull off things in hours that others struggle to do in days. It's the reason you shine in chaos when everyone else falls apart. If you love understanding the psychology behind how your mind works, subscribe for more.